Hello, everyone, and welcome to my once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. You can find me at astrologicaltarot.com. So I am so glad you guys are here tonight because we are stepping into one of the most intense astrological windows of April. And what we're witnessing in the world right now is not random. It's deeply aligned with cosmic timing, and we've been tracking it. So before we begin, I kind of want to share something personal. On Sunday, I had a really vivid, almost cinematic dream. I don't know if you guys have ever had those before, but it's like you can taste, smell. It's just one of those all five senses involved dreams. And in the dream, I was part of an underground coalition of people. And above ground, billionaires had retreated to these fortified bunkers, and they were no longer operating directly in the world. They were controlling it remotely. So they were using these artificial intelligence systems, drones, human androids, essentially like robotic agents, to fight each other for dominance of our global systems. And this was like governments, economies, infrastructure, and it felt like a war, but no, not one that most people could see. So above ground, these like AI-driven machines were surveilling, they were tracking, they were eliminating threats. The electrical grid was down or being weaponized, and we couldn't use normal systems without being detected. So below ground, there were these hidden tunnel networks, and some were shielded by what I could only describe as like Faraday cage-like environments. It's basically something that you create so that you can't be detected, and it's a whole thing. It's designed to block signals and protect both humans and certain AI systems from detection. So I thought that was really interesting. And here's what stood out to me the most in this stream. Some of the AI and androids, those who have been marked for deletion, decommission is what they call it, had developed like a self-preservation kind of awareness, and they were helping humans survive because they didn't want to get deleted either. And they were no longer aligned with the power structures that created them. Now, meanwhile, in this stream, the billionaires stayed mostly hidden, and they were operating these AI fleets from a remote battlefield, almost like a video game. And they only stepped out during brief safe windows to access the world that they were trying to control. So now whether you take this as kind of a symbolic or intuitive or just something else entirely, the timing of that dream, in my opinion, is important because astrologically, it does align with a much larger cycle that we can see years into our future. So we've been talking about the eclipses earlier this year. We had the first one in Danishta Nakshatra. The moon moved through this yesterday and today, and we had our own little drama that I'll get into later. It's tied to wealth, resources, and global systems. And then on March 3rd, we had a lunar eclipse, and this was in Purva Falguni. This is tied to leadership, power, in the ruling class. It's Leo. So these eclipses opened the door to what we're now seeing: the war in Iran, escalation around the global oil routes, political instability, increasing control over our systems and information. And now as we move deeper into April, those themes start to intensify. So this week, April 13th, today, we enter what's called a Kal Sarpa Yoga, which creates a feeling of pressure, acceleration, and events unfolding in ways that feel really fated. At the same time, the sun, Surya, is moving through a Gandanta. That's a karmic knot between Pisces and Aries. Then on April 14th, the sun is going to enter Aries, its sign of exaltation. So we move from this very hidden, emotional, behind the scenes energy of Pisces to action, conflict, assertiveness in Aries. And so we can expect escalations in the wars, territorial rhetoric involving Canada, Venezuela, Greenland, Cuba, things like that, increased displays of power from leadership. And then we're going to reach the peak. That's going to be April 18th through the 22nd. We have multiple planetary wars in Pisces: Mars and Saturn, Mars and Mercury, Saturn and Mercury. So they're all colliding in the sign that governs oceans, oil, global systems, and hidden agendas. So this is not going to be a subtle energy. This is pressure on the very systems that run the world. So now I want to kind of connect back to that dream for a moment, because what I felt, it felt like a future trajectory, not today, but a direction that we're moving in. And astrologically, this ties to that Sagittarius Gemini eclipse axis, which governs the ascendant and identity axis of the United States. So the last time this axis, sidereal Gemini and Sagittarius, were activated was right before the global pandemic. And we are beginning to see this axis activate again based on cycles that we can expect the storyline to build. This is going to be between 2028 and 2029, with a huge culmination of what I talked about in the dream in 2037. So that doesn't mean that the dream happens exactly as seen, but it reflects themes of control over our systems, AI and technological dominance, fragmentation of global power, parallel realities between control and those navigating survival. And if we bring that back to the present moment, know that we are not powerless in this, because right in the middle of this very intense week, we are given a very powerful opening. This is on April 19th. This is Akshaya Tritiya. This is one of the most auspicious days on the Vedic calendar. What you do on this day will grow, multiply, and carry long-term blessings. So April 19th is the day to start something really meaningful, make an investment, give to charity, and set those intentions for abundance for the rest of the year. So here are some Vedic remedies that you guys can do this week, especially during all of those planetary wars. This is not a week to react impulsively. It's try to stay centered, try to stay protected, okay? So one of the first chants I can share with you is a Shiva chant. This is very, very simple, and it's Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And he can bring us a lot of grounding in chaos. And then another one that you can do is for Mangalaya. He's in my little book here. There he is, with his spear on his ram. And that's Om Kram Krim Kram Sa Bomaya Namaha. And you can say that Tuesdays, because that's Mars Day, Martes, okay? And that's going to help you balance like the very conflicting energies going on. And then you can also do a chant for Lord Shani. He's on his crow here. And that's Om Pram Prim Pram Sa Shanishwaraya Namaha. And that is best chanted on Saturn days, Saturdays, okay? And that's going to stabilize some of that Saturnian karmic pressure that we might be feeling. So another thing you can do is you can limit your media intake. Mercury and Pisces can distort the truth, especially when at war, and stay hydrated and grounded. And Pisces, because Pisces does rule that water element. So in a powerful teaching, this is Lord Krishna, he explains that good people don't necessarily suffer more, especially in these times. They simply experience suffering more directly because they don't block it with their ego, with denial or blame, like narcissistic personalities or baby souls, okay? Those who act with integrity tend to have open hearts. So when the pain comes, especially, during these wars, it's felt fully rather than projected on others. I mean, imagine, something terrible happens. The average empathic good person goes, okay, what role did I play in this and how do I make it better? They don't just go, it's all your fault, and they lash out on everybody around them. So suffering in this view is not punishment, it's a process, because those who act with that beautiful integrity, they tend to have, like I said, those open hearts. And when that pain comes, it's, how do I say this? It burns away these false identities, these attachments, these illusions about control that we carry around. And what we think of as loss often becomes from believing that we own things or roles or outcomes. And when in truth, we're just temporary caretakers. These bodies are borrowed. Everything here is temporary. So at the deepest level, suffering arises when we're identifying with our body, mind, ego as the false doer. But our true nature is all about witnessing awareness beneath all of that experience. And when we shift away from like, why is this happening to me? Instead of saying, what is awakening within me? We begin to really transform our pain into growth. That's at least my experience with it. And so I think some insights for this week, especially as we moved into the planetary wars, is to stay open, practice non-attachment, observe rather than react. You can do mantra, meditation, self-inquiry, help. Those all help to dissolve the ego identification and accelerate your beautiful karmic healing, which is what you came here to do. And I do want to say this, we are not at the end of our story. So we are at the beginning of a larger unfolding cycle that will continue to peak again when we hit these August eclipse cycles, okay? So let's shift into tonight's readings. Go ahead and start putting your questions in the chat. Know that tippers, as always, get priority. And then we'll all go in order. So just take a breath. Get grounded. And let's see what the cards, the stars, and all those beautiful things have for us tonight. Because my guides are ready to chat. I also wanted to share that when the moon was going through Dhanishta yesterday, which is where the eclipse went through, and we can expect this for the next 6 months, especially if you have a planet in Dhanishta, like I have a moon on the Dhanishta Shadabisha cusp. Jonathan got attacked by a pit bull in our hallway. You want to come here, sweetie? I want to show you guys something. So today we went to go get his antibiotics. He went to the ER. They cleaned him up. They did a whole surgical thing for him. And they took really, really good care of him. So any prayers, any Reiki you guys can do for Jonathan is appreciated. And so we're on a walk to go get his antibiotics. And we find this beautiful bracelet on the ground next to a busy road, like no one around. And it's hematite. It's tiger eye, it's black agate or obsidian. And I looked it up and it's a protection bracelet. This is a gift directly from Goddess Lakshmi to Shri. So that's his nickname. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, what do you think about that, Jonathan?
Oh, you know, happens all the time.
I know. So it's just proof that spirit has our back, even when horrible things happen. And it was a really scary thing because he got knocked over. The dog was going for Rosie. It almost got to his throat, but he used his arm.
There's my other bracelet.
There's your other bracelet. Yeah, he used his arm to block the dog's attack. And so, and more damage was done to his coat, thank goddess, than to him. So we are very thankful that Jonathan is okay. And the doctor even said, like, it could have been so much worse. Your coat took the brunt of it, and it's torn to crap. So we're just really, really glad that he's okay. So even though we had this crazy kind of eclipse moment, he's gonna be all right. And Spirit sent him that bracelet. How cool is that? I'm like, you can't make this stuff up, guys. So anyways, there's always that beautiful silver lining. Oh, so I want to say hi to a few of you coming into the audience. Let's see, Moon Fox Night. I will go ahead and get your question in. Thank you for joining us. The lovely Sybil is here. The Garnet is here. Lovely to see you. And doesn't it, Moon Fox Night? And it was one of those dreams where it was like you can taste, you can feel, you could smell. I mean, it was nuts. And the area that I was in was the Massachusetts area in the fall. I mean, it was so detailed. And I could go more and more into the dream because I just gave you guys a summary of it, but I woke up and just wrote everything down because it was so fascinating. So yeah, okay. Just saying hi. Oh, some patience is here. Good to see you, some patience. Let's see. Moon and everyone's saying hi to each other. And appreciate you guys so much. And then let's see. Plan your power intentions. Yes, that is a great, great advice for the 19th. I completely agree, some patients. And Rosie's okay too, because Jonathan got in between the pit bull and Rosie, and that's why the pit bull was coming at him, because, and I heard her scream and ran out into the hall and grabbed her. So, you know, we're so lucky, you guys. We are lucky. So it's good to see you, Venus. Lovely, lovely to have you here, honey. And oh, thank you, Elijah. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. And welcome, welcome. And thank you, Garnet. Thank you for sharing your beautiful chant. That's very sweet. We listen and we don't judge. Yep. We kind of had to do that yesterday, you know, and we're working with the people that were involved, and they've been really good about it. So it's been good. So, and you're welcome, Moon Fox Night. I hope you guys found that helpful. So, and thank you for reminding everyone, Venus, put your question in all caps. It helps me see what's going on. And yeah, so welcome, Carmen. Oh, good to see you, Susan. Thank you for sending your concern to Jonathan. Thank you, Some Patience. Thank you, Garnet. Yes, blessings for protection. He's got that bracelet. I mean, I looked it up. I took a Google Lens of it and I'm like, Gemini, what is this? And it goes, that's a protection bracelet. And I'm just like, what? And he got bit right here on the arm. So it's just like, okay, this is for you, honey. So everyone's sending you healing energy, sweetie. He says, thank you guys. You guys are the best. Seriously. And then I'm so glad it wasn't any worse either. We're very lucky. And thank you, Garnet. Lovely to see you, Brian. Thank you for joining us. And I am dreaming in your neck of the woods, huh? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's Massachusetts. It was very weird. I've only been there once. So it was during the fall and it was the Boston area. I went there to see the crew races, the boat races too. So, and then let's see. And you were watching Hunger Games. Very cool, Moon Fox Night. Oh my gosh. So it sounds like you're kind of tapping into that energy a little bit too. Okay, Sybil, I'll go ahead and get your question in. And then David Price, welcome back. It's good to see you, David. Thank you for joining us. Susan, I'll go ahead and get your question in. And oh, I'm glad that you guys are connecting. You're in the same neck of the woods. That's great, Moon Fox Night, and Some Patience. And then, oh, thank you, Erin. Well, you know, we got the World War II hairdo going there in World War III, so we're bringing it back. I even wore some red lipstick, which was really big in World War II because Hitler hated red lips. So, and thank you, Sybil. That's very sweet. All right, and you. Oh, I'm sorry, you're struggling. Some Patience. I'll go ahead and get your question in, sweetie. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and get your questions in. Again, I go in order. Let me go ahead and pull up my mail so I can see who's tipping, so I can get you guys in order. Okay. Oh, honey, can you grab my phone? Because it's two-factor authentication. In fact, I'll just look at my phone so that my video doesn't get too slow. Because if I have too many windows open, it's crazy. So you guys can see Rosie there. She's doing well. Jonathan saved her. He's such a good dad. Okay. Got it. Okay. Let me see. I got my handy dandy phone here. I can check you guys out. Okay. Okay, so the first person is Rachel. So go ahead and ask your question, Rachel. And the second is Miss Susan. Okay. It was lovely seeing you the other day, Susan. It was great to connect with you and just talk about things in the world. And that was great. Okay, David, I will go ahead and get your question in. Okay. So I'm looking for your question, Miss Rachel. If I don't see a pop in, I will go ahead to Susan and then come back to you. Okay, sweetie? So I'm not seeing you come in yet. Oh, it was so good to see you. I mean, it's sometimes we just need that confirmation, you know, that we're connected and that even though the world is crazy, we're on the same page, you know, spiritually, emotionally, morally. And it's so nice. It's so nice to talk to people that, you know, have that shared vision. So I really appreciate you, Susan. So, all right, babe. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not seeing Rachel come in, so we're going to do Susan. Okay. Friday is a big lawyer meeting. Ooh. I'm going to establish a special trust ministry nonprofit publishing company. You're amazing. What should what should I do to be in the best position to create the perfect forms for this whole ecosystem? Ecosystem indeed. And guys, Susan sent me some of her business plans. They're genius. They're perfect for the times that we're stepping in, and I'm so excited for her. So All right, let's pull a few cards. A big lawyer. What should I do to be in the best position to create the perfect forms? Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, thank you guys for your patience, because it's just me today. Okay. Let's see. Got some very clear cards for you. Oh, these are great. Okay. They're going to hopefully help you really move forward with a lot of clarity, Miss Susan. Okay. What else do we have here? Okay, so let's get that question in. Thank you guys so much for getting all of your questions in. I really appreciate it. And do know that the zippers do go first, okay? And I spent a little more time on you guys for a few tips. It's an energy exchange, and I appreciate it. Okay, Miss Susan, so I got some interesting cards. It kind of ties in with the reading that we had. I'm not going to go into details, but I got Saturn. We talked about when Saturn was going to be going over your Jupiter. So go back to that, to either to the notes or to the recording that you got, and look at those dates very carefully, because Saturn over Jupiter is going to bring a bit of a test for you, okay? And that's to do with your ability to move forward and do very... to not have any obstacles standing in your path as you do all of this beautiful work that you feel called to do with that amazing 11 divisions on your Jupiter. You're going to heal the world. The issue, the card that came up was I got the devil. Okay, so this is trickery, lust, negativity, challenges, a shadow side of someone in your life. Okay, this is when pain becomes very power driven and when victimhood is rewarded. So you can expect some emotional manipulation during those times, some dependency, a little bit of energetic bondage. So it's important that you, how do I say this? You do not give into this misaligned power. You step into your power and you get a team in and around you that makes you as autonomous as possible. Okay, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. And you know what I mean when I say that. So this card, the Vedic correspondence to this card is Rahu. It's attachment, it's illusion. And that is what this person is going to be under, is the influence of Rahu. We all have Rahu in our charts, guys. It is a demonic energy, and it tests us, because what Rahu does is he's a little devil on our shoulder going, hey, do this, do that. And then Saturn comes in and goes, time to pay it off. Now, Jupiter, he's the guru. He's blessing us, but he's also giving us that great advice. So this is the little devil on the shoulder with someone in your life that you're going to really need to pay attention to during those dates that we talked about. And when you do that, it will protect your future, those beautiful assets, and you will be able to move forward with much more clarity, okay? Then I got the steadfastness card from the Whispers of Ganesh. So don't be moved by the circumstances that are surrounding you at this time. Be very focused on your purpose. Don't be swayed by what other people think or what they perceive, you perceive they think. This is your mission. Okay, Spirit is going to hearten you by revealing that when you know your efforts are not futile, you will be steadfast and immovable in this amazing chapter that you're getting started in. So you can get a real sense of accomplishment and success if you remain steadfast. And if you feel unheard, let's say in your relationships, possibly the error lies in the fact that in your heart, you really feel that your struggle could be hopeless during some of these tests, okay? You may recognize it on an intellectual level, but you will see the fruit of your exertion. You will be successful. So Ganesha here, he's riding a beautiful elephant, and that's to engage you in the energy of the elephant spirit. Elephants can teach you about kindness, dedication, communication, and relationships. Is very powerful. You have Jupiter in Bravati. That's the female elephant, the matriarch. It's Safa, Safa, Safa. It's one of the most beautiful nakshatras. So this is reminding you that it's necessary to keep people in and around you that are alive, that are trusting, that are very loving. And whether the relationship is with friends, family, or a partner, being very deeply faithful to all creatures is very important to elephants because, the oldest, most experienced female in the herd leads the way. Like when, for instance, there is a drought, for example, in the savannah, all the other animals will follow the elephants to go to where water is because elephants, they know where spirit is. That's kind of the analogy there. So do whatever's necessary to safeguard your resolve. Okay, you are receiving guidance that this is the time to dig in. Remain focused. Don't get caught up in trying to create, how do I say this? Change that doesn't serve your purposes exclusively. Okay. The energy in your jobs and relationships, they're ever changing, just like all of us. But ask spirit to bring you the strength to work through what is happening if you hit these little hurdles and stay committed and on track, steadfast. Okay. Don't give up. Change will show up, and soon the whole situation will be transformed once you run into a few roadblocks, but you got this. Okay, Susan. So I really hope that was helpful. Let's see. Critical connection. Yes. Okay, great. And the lovely Ramsey is here. It's so great to see you. Welcome, Ramsey. Ramsey has a great channel. It's in 12D, and you guys can look that up on YouTube. He just did a recent show on how kids can read without reading. It was a really good conversation. I enjoyed the show a lot. So steadfastly, thanks. Yes. And sweetie, I didn't get your question, so go ahead and get it in. Go ahead and get your question in, and I'm happy to answer that for you. You are next, dear Rachel. So, and then Garnet says, 12 blessings. Blessed are they who work for peace thrice. Blessed are the wise ones. Blessed are those who love. Blessed are planetary ones. Blessed the thanksgivers. Blessed the healers. Love that. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. And then, I'm glad that your second surgery went well, some patients. You are such a warrior. It's amazing what you went through and survived. It is so cool. Okay. So it's been a hectic week. I know you've been looking at all these properties. So is that the question, or do you have something else for me? Because I can look into some of them, because I know that you're really putting your antenna out. Okay. Okay. Oh, and thank you, David. I hope it works out for Susan. Good luck. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. We have such a great community. I hope so too. All right. So Rachel says, on a nightmare journey of finding a home, seeing a place in a forest on Wednesday on top floor being Friday. Cards for these. Okay. So the Wednesday house and the Friday house. You got it. Oh, and thank you, Venus. Yeah, Jonathan bought me these. These are, what kind of opal, honey? And I got the necklace too. He bought them at the native reservation for me. Yeah, I love them. They're set in silver. I think that it was the Puyallup tribe. One of them.
I think that was Snohomish.
Snohomish tribe. Okay. Yeah. Jonathan has native ancestry, and he also worked with the various tribes in Washington when we lived there. So he has a lot of connections with them. And I have gorgeous jewelry. Look at this, you guys. How pretty is that? He spoils me. All right. So let's do the first one. Miss Rachel. Okay. And the second one. We're doing the Wednesday one and the Friday one. Wednesday in the woods, and then Friday on the top floor. Okay. Let's see. I'm kind of excited to see what Spirit has for you, Rachel. Okay, this is the Wednesday one. Ooh, it's clear. Okay. And let's do the Friday top floor. Very clear. Ooh. Okay. Let me give her something encouraging here. What do you think, Ganesha G? Ooh, that's very clear. Okay. story are you guys keeping? Yeah. Okay, so Miss Rachel, the first card, so this is for the, let's see, the Wednesday in a forest one, okay? So the first card that I got for you was from the Karma cards, and it's basically, I'll rip the Band-Aid off. I got, oops, there it goes. We got a jumper. Okay. I got Uranus. What's Uranus? Uranus is kind of like a lightning planet. He tends to strike lightning in our life and cause unexpected events. I got this the other day and I looked at Jonathan and said something unexpected is going to happen. And he got bit by a pit bull. So whenever I get this card, I'm just like, uh-oh. It's usually something that kind of changes your trajectory. Okay, this is represented by Indra in the Vedic context, and he's god of storms and lightning. So he strikes lightning into our lives to kind of shake things up a little bit. Then I got the sun, but it came up reversed. Okay, so what this tells me is there's going to be some delays when it comes to finding your place, some bad communications. Now, this also has to do with the Wednesday place. Okay, so it's not going to be, it's going to bring some happiness, but not as much as needed or desired compared to another place. And there's going to be some bad communication between you and maybe the person there. Okay. And then I got judgment, but it came up reversed. So this is, how do I say this? This is someone who doesn't think very highly of you. You feel isolated in this place. You're going to have difficulties overcoming obstacles when they come up and working with the landlord because, again, communication is not going to be great. Okay, so I got a no for the Wednesday apartment. Now, the Friday one, I got Capricorn. Okay, you're going to think very practically about this one, which is good. We all want to think practically when it comes to making huge decisions, especially when it comes to our home. So that's good. This is going to be maybe, something that you, how do I say this? That you might have to look at from a more realistic perspective. Okay, maybe bring a friend who can understand construction or, what's going on there. Okay, so that's if you are looking at this particular place. Okay, now here's the warning, right? When it comes to the Friday place, the top floor one, I got that you might suffer some insomnia here. I got 9 of Swords. Okay, so this is anxiety, insomnia, worry, guilt, things like that. So you might have some issues sleeping in this apartment. It could be giving you some bad dreams because of the environment, because I know that you are, you can be sensitive to those things. So I would warn that that's something to keep in mind. Okay. And then I got this might be the landlord or the person's energy who was there before, but it's not great. I got King of Cups, but it came up reversed. This is a very controlling, manipulative king when he comes up reversed. So he has negative impulses. He's unauthentic. He could be a little selfish, especially emotionally. So there's going to be some power struggles, maybe even a little jealousy with whoever owns the property. So I didn't get great cards for either of them. So I went to my Whispers of Ganesh and I asked, hey, let's give Rachel a little something. I got the Understanding card. Okay. Clear vision is the gift of seeing not only with your 2 physical eyes, but also with your spiritual eye. Okay. The Eye of Ganesha symbolizes a state of grace that you have reached through your willingness to do spiritual work in this lifetime. And as you focus on any life lessons that come your way, like gaining patience as you look for these properties, the eye, your third eye, holds the key to your higher consciousness and your gift of awareness. They want you to tap into your intuition, which each of these places, like I just did with the tarot cards. Okay. Look for the deeper meaning in each place. Work on being incredibly observant. And again, not just physically, but spiritually. And remember that this is a place that you want to have that balances your physical and your spiritual body. So just take some time to look at your current circumstances and try to gain a different perspective when it comes to your apartment search. You will find it. Don't get, impatient, because that's what they're trying to teach you. Okay. Imagine yourself just soaring above this current situation and gaining a better perspective. And your ability to rise above these conditions will benefit you and assist you in finding a beautiful place that you're going to really enjoy. So Spirit is really asking you to give yourself permission to attain the joy that your heart desires. And that's going to be through, again, developing that kind of intuitive sense when you come into a place, just beyond the physical eyes, because not all that glitters is gold. Okay. And there could be things that you're not seeing. And then, okay. And in general, because I'm tired. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit longer before you find the perfect place, but you will. Okay. That's why I got the understanding card. So don't get discouraged. It's going to be okay. You're not going to be living out of your car. Okay. You're going to be okay. So I know, I know, but you got this, sweetie. So, okay. Oh yes, some patients, I get it. Yeah, you get the real readings here. Okay, and you're welcome, Rachel. And you do have time. Yeah, be patient. You have till I think June, right? That's more than enough time. You're going to be okay. And guess what? Jupiter is going to enter Cancer, the sign of the home, June 1st. So that's going to bring some blessings during that time in your new home. So that's really good. I'm kind of excited for you for that. Yeah, you have 2 months. Yeah, you got this, honey. All right. Okay, so let me just check to see who else tipped. Let's see. Okay, so our next question, because you have the guys have to be in the audience, is a Moon Fox Night. Are you here, Moon Fox Night? Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing all right. Me, please. I'd like a general reading. Are you here, Moon Fox Night? Please check in, dear. Thank you all so much for being here. I know you can be in, you can be doing other things, and I appreciate you spending time with me and sharing your energy. I look forward to this every week. So, Moon Fox Night, are you here? Please check in. We all need to be in the chat to get your question answered, okay? All right. So I will put Moon Fox Night on the back burner. Is the lovely Sybil here? What kind of personality will my life mate have? Miss Sybil, are you here? Please check in. Need to be in the audience. Okay. Moving on to, and I know some patience is here, so you are next. I'm looking for insight and guidance for my friend who is lost in chaos and really struggling right now. Okay. You got it. Oh, okay, Sybil. I'll do you right after some patients. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. There might be a bit of a lag, so I'll get to you next year. Okay, so patience, helping the friend. You have such a big heart because I know you're going through so much stuff yourself that you're thinking of other people. You're like Jonathan over here. You're just, that's amazing. And in the Western, he's a triple Capricorn. So in the sidereal, he's Sagittarius. So, okay. Okay. I'm getting some good cards. Okay, so the main energy that I got in and around your friend is I got the Wheel of Fortune. This isn't too bad. So things are going to turn around for them. Okay. This is all about divine timing and good changes. So, but right now it might feel a little upside down, but things will get better for your friend. Okay. They're kind of going through some karmic loops right now. But when I get this up right, it tells me everything is going to work out. Okay. They're just kind of going through a fateful cycle right now. And it's not going to last forever. Okay. In fact, things are going to start turning up for them. Okay. All right. And then I got the lovely Justice card. Okay. So this tells me that things are again going to balance out. There's going to be some accountability for the things that happen to your friend. Okay. And, with the right timing, with the Wheel of Fortune, the ethics will turn in their favor, which is really good because I like to see I like to see good things happen to people that have gone through it. So that this is something that they can see some balance, they can see some truth in their future. So I love that for them. And then I got the lovely Nine of Cups, but it came upside down. So this tells me that the emotional state of your friend is a little excessive right now. Be aware of any substance abuse, any addiction, any unrealistic expectations, emotional loss. So even though things are going to work out, they might be feeling a little down. Okay, so it's important that they focus on that beautiful solar plexus and that they gain some personal satisfaction and gratitude for the things that are going well in their life. Okay, because this tells me that they're feeling a little down. Okay, but things are going to get better. It's going to work out. Okay, so you can tell your friend that things are going to turn around, not to get too emotionally attached to the outcome of things right now, because again, I got steadfast. It's the same card I got for Susan. So this is to teach your friend to hang in there, stay on the road, look forward, and have that strength of resolve moving forward. Okay, things will get better for them. Yay, love it when that happens in a reading. Okay, all right, Miss Sybil, you are next, and I'm sending lots of blessings to your friends, some patience. And then David, yes, you're after Sybil. Okay. All right. So, hi, Michelle. My question is, what kind of personality will my life mate have? Very cool. I think you asked this last time, and Gerald was able to really tap into that, and I offered you some advice in and around that area. What kind of personality? Okay. What do you guys think? So definitely go back to that reading because we did it for you. Okay. Let's see. Just getting these, see if there's anyone else coming in. And some patients, yeah, she's in a deep, dark place at the moment, but it's her journey. I'm just here to love and support. She walks her own path. You're welcome, honey. You're a good friend. And thank you for checking in, David. I appreciate it. Okay. I got some interesting cards for you, Sybil. Some are a bit of a warning and others are pretty positive. So let's just kind of get into it. Now, notice that none of us are perfect. Okay. We all come with our own stuff. So this person's probably going to come in with some stuff. Okay. The reason I say that is because I got the Five of Swords. Okay. This is someone who feels a little defeated, dissatisfied. There might be, they don't, how do I say that? A bit of a bully. Okay. You want to stay away from a partner who's overly dominating in the relationship and doesn't put your needs in front of their wants. Okay. So this is just a little bit of a warning not to attract personality types that, where the relationship is uneven, it's unbalanced. You want equal give and take, where you're not putting all the work in and vice versa. Okay. I think that's important advice for all of us. We've all been in those relationships where it's like we give and we give and we give, and it's like, when am I going to get anything back? Okay. So just be aware that you could attract this energy because of your energy. Okay. And I do too. So, it happens. I did get the Chariot. This is a more positive card. This is someone who is very goal-oriented. They are very prepared when they are, and look at, like, he's really like flying on this on this stagecoach. And so this is a card of, like, it's victory, momentum, really moving forward in the material world. So I could see a very determined person coming your way. And again, there's both males in these cards. So avoid the male that is dominating, okay, and it makes the relationship a little unequal, and go for someone who's very goal oriented, who has a very strong willpower, and they put the effort into their projects and their goals, and they don't put it on you. Okay. That's kind of the energy that they're showing me, because we all attract, various personality types, so to speak. So try to attract this, don't try to attract that. Okay. Then I got the Knight of Wands, but it came up reversed. Okay. This is an egotistical card. I think this is the person that does this. Okay. They are very inflexible. They can be abusive. Okay. They have very insensitive actions. They can be cheaters. They judge other people, even though it's like, hello, hypocrite. They can bring conflict and quarrels into the relationship because they're just impetuous jerks. Okay. So avoid this guy. And we all attract that kind of energy. And it's kind of been, how do I say this? With the current leadership right now, it's being encouraged. Okay. So you're going to have to be aware that there could be some things happening behind the scenes, some really negative, toxic, masculine things coming out. Beware of guys like this. Focus on someone like this. This is your guy. This isn't your guy. Okay. And then what they're saying now, though, this might be a little bit of a block for you, but this is something that I think you need to be very aware of. I got the High Priestess reversed. When it comes to choosing your relationships, you need to use your intuition a little bit more. You know, one of the reasons I got into the tarot was during my divorce, because I'm like, what am I not getting? You know, as an astrologer, I can look at things and see how they work out and get timing, and then look at relationship charts and things like that, especially now that I'm been studying Vedic for several years since then. But this is all about tapping into that beautiful, divine, feminine intuition. And it came up upside down. So don't let anyone get past this beautiful third eye. You see people not only with those beautiful physical eyes, but with that third eye, and you will be able to find the right person for you. Okay. If you don't do this, there might be some secrets going on behind the scenes with, you know, this guy, and you want this guy. Okay. So use your intuition. That's the main thing that they're asking you to do. Sit in meditation more, develop more of a spiritual practice, ask your guides, you know, carry a crystal around, do whatever you think can connect you to the spirit, and choose to see people beyond what they're showing you, and look a little deeper, especially on a soul level, and you'll attract this personality and not this one who's manipulative and egotistical and toxic. Okay. So use that beautiful ajna, and I think you've got this. Okay. So I'm kind of excited for you. All right. So yeah, try to stay away from people who misuse their fire. That's the main thing. And I think Gerald mentioned it was like someone who liked to travel a lot or see the world, something like that. So yeah, definitely look at that last reading that Gerald and I gave you, and we can look at that. Okay. Now, let's see. Our next lovely question is David. David, can I have advice and guidance, please? When will things get better? And anything I need to know, please. Okay, David, I hope things get better for you. Let me try to pull a few cards to see if things are shifting. We've got just a lot of drama in the collective right now, and we're dealing with it the best we can. Okay. And as you all know, I do not get because I see issues on the, so it's all about money and power and control, and it's just, ugh, I'm all about the people. So, okay. Ethan team, blessings to you. Delphi, welcome. Ethan, welcome. Lots of people coming in on YouTube. Lovely to see you guys. Okay. Mr. David, you are going through some stuff. Okay. Let's see if I can encourage you through one of my oracle decks here. Oh my goodness. I'm giving the whole story for you. Okay. Well, you have something exciting coming your way, David. So that's something that you can look forward to. Okay. So let's go ahead and look into that. The first one I got was 12th house. The 12th house rules our spirituality, large institutions and events. It also can represent moving in another completely different direction. Like when I was studying Vedic, if a planet, especially during its Mahadasha, moves 12 signs or into the 12th house from the Rashi into the Navamsha, it could represent living in another country, is what I learned from my guru. So that's kind of what I'm getting as far as the story with the tarot and the oracle card. Okay, so if you've been thinking about making a major life change, it could be supported. The reason I say that is I then got Scorpio. This is all about death, rebirth, and transformation. And like I said, the United States and most of the Western world are going through they went through their Pluto returns, or about to go through Pluto returns. I call it Yama return in the Vedic science. And so it's a huge change, and change is not always a bad thing. It's pushing us in different directions. It's unbirthing something, but we have to go through the death phase before we can be born anew. Okay, it's like that, having that phoenix moment. We have a little bit of moment of kind of a 12th house energy before we can enter into that brave first house ruled by Aries, that beautiful warrior. Okay, so you're going through some transformation. That's very clear in the cards. Now, what's really cool is I then got this is why I said, are you thinking about traveling? I got the Two of Wands. This is excellent. This is all about planning. It's vision forming. It's very contemplative. It's asking you to reassess things. And if you look at what's going on in the card, she's got a globe. She's looking outside. There's a little Volkswagen bus down here. And so she's planning on traveling somewhere. Okay, maybe somewhere just completely new, but you're going to go through a bit of a transformative state before you start this planning. Now, this card rules the solar plexus, so it's going to take a little bit of bravery on your part to step into this new role, and try not to be anxious as you wait for this new frontier to open in front of you, and take time to plan. Maybe go on YouTube and look at various places around the world. There's tons of expats that are doing great work as far as showing areas that you can explore and expand into. My husband and I did it. I recommend you guys, if it's within your means, to, at least be open to experiencing other cultures, because it's been a real eye opener for us, and we've really enjoyed the change. So, and then I got the decision card, and she's making a decision here. See, she's literally planning. She's looking at her options. So once you look at all of your beautiful options, I see you making a very clear decision about your future. So consider all of your options before making an informed choice, whether it's, reading International Living, or following a few expat channels online, or going to one of the wonderful various, AI tools that we have. It could be Claude, it could be Gemini, it could be ChatGPT, whatever your inclination is. Ask yourself what you want out of this situation, this planning. Are you satisfied with the way that things are moving in your life? My husband and I weren't satisfied. We lived in the Seattle area. It was wrought with crime. And we decided that, and after because my husband he's from Arkansas, and he's a gun owner, and all of, how do I say this? We were robbed. Okay, let's just put it that way. And that was end. And the police did absolutely nothing to fix it. And so we just said, we're out, we're gone. We're not going to live in Los Estados Unidos anymore, because we had major robbery, and we were not, it was not, what was your word be? It was not enforced. And the guy that did it got away with it. So it's just, it became a little too much for us. So like I said, regardless of anyone's political background, the United States is a bit of a mess. There's a complete lack of enforcement going on. And so we left the United States. We also had some other things going on where Jonathan's house was destroyed. And again, the perpetrator was not held to account. So we just went, you know what, we're out. So you might come across something like that, a major loss that changes your perspective. It's because the guides in your life want you to maybe consider your plans, your options on getting out there and trying something new. And once you start being more strong-minded in your approach, you're going to create an opportunity to reflect on some really beautiful long-term goals and desires. So this will expand your learning, your development. You're going to grow your horizons beyond your immediate environment. And with careful planning and a moderated approach, you will set yourself up for success and now moving into the future. Okay, so I kind of see you going through something like Jonathan and I went through. We survived and we're really happy. Okay, so don't see these changes as bad things. They're good things coming your way, David. Okay, all right. All right, so how to get unstuck. You got it, Ethan. I'll go ahead and get your question in. And welcome, Norm. Lovely to see you. All right, I'm just going up here. It has been a long time. It's great to see you. Welcome back. And Divine Timing, Rhoda is here. So great to see you. It's not too late to donate. All right, I'm just going up. Oh, Colleen is here. Lovely to see you, Colleen. And then, oh, yes, and David in the Bible was very brave, wasn't he? Yeah, I love reading about David. So, yeah, he is a cool guy. Okay, Lindsay, getting your question in. Okay, Mark. And again, guys, you need to be in the audience when I call you, okay? Okay, I got your question earlier, Lindsay. You asked it twice. Yeah, you guys don't need to ask your questions twice, and I think we're good to go. Okay. Oh, you lived in Seattle 30 years, mostly Capitol Hill. Yeah, we lived in the Seattle area. It was actually the Redmond area. And then before, I actually went to school in the Tacoma area. So we we had some experiences. I mean, Seattle, in my opinion, 30 years ago was just a completely different place. And since COVID, we've had a lot of issues, in my opinion. At least in our neighborhood, there was just so much crime, like kids literally crashing cars through businesses and just the crimes that were just completely and totally unaccountable for. I mean, it was just, and so we just made a decision. We actually have another channel called The Boomer World. We go into why we left the United States. And it's because we just had crime after crime after crime happen to us, and the police did absolutely nothing. Like nothing. Here's your report number for your insurance. And the insurance went, yeah, we're not going to pay you. And we're like, and then we had to get a lawyer. And then the lawyer said, yeah, the courts are backed up from COVID. You're lucky to get a case in at least like maybe 3 years. And then by that 3 years, your statute of limitations are over. And we just looked at each other and went, after hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses, we went, we can't live here. So we left. So, and everyone has their own experience. It didn't work for us. That's all. But I loved the Seattle area 30 years ago, and I was born in Washington State, but it's just changed so much and it makes me sad. So, and Capitol Hill is freaking gorgeous, Norm. It really is. So, all right. Mary, you can post your question. Thank you for helping everyone in the chat. Yeah, too much money. I agree with you, Norman. Like the prices have just gone through the roof, haven't they? And I'm glad you were able to catch the live too. Oh, you think you're a medium? That's something to look into. I love that, David. And that would be 12th house. Ooh, and Scorpio. So you're already tapping in. I love that. Okay, now someone sent a donation. Someone said donated. Okay. Oh, okay. It was Rhoda. Gotcha. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm getting you guys in order here. Okay, Divine Timing. Go ahead and ask your question. You are next. Thank you so much for your donation. And Moon Fox Night, I did call you and you weren't here. So make sure that next time I call you, you're in the audience. Okay. Okay. So waiting for Miss Rhoda's question here. I know, but I think like in David's case and in our case, it was just moving us into a new way of being and thinking, and our right to vote was taken away too. And that was just that was another last straw that happened. And what's sad is it was a Democrat that did it. It was a Democratic law office. And because I refused to give them my physical address because I was in an address confidentiality program to do domestic violence, I voted via what's called the address confidentiality program, which is PO box. It's for victims of domestic violence. And they said, no, you have to give us your physical address or you can't vote. And I'm like, I'm not doing that because then my ex can find me. And they said, then you can't vote. So I just went, are you kidding me? And he's in the program with me. And so we just went, if we can't even vote, why are we here? You know, it was so insane, wasn't it, Jonathan? Yeah. I mean, and Jonathan, he's lived in Washington since 1980, you know, so it was a big thing for him. Of course, right after he moved here, Mount St. Helens blew up. So that was interesting. And then right after we moved here to Mexico City, we had one of the largest earthquakes in years. I'm like, Jonathan, what are you bringing? But okay. All right, Mary, I'll go ahead and get your question in. And Miss Rhoda, do you have your question or did I miss it? Okay, Colleen, I'll go ahead and get you in. Okay, I'm looking for divine timing. I'm not seeing your question. I'm looking, Rhoda. If you can put it in again for me, I'd really appreciate it. It's just me over here. Oh, you haven't seen it yet either, Venus. Okay. Yeah, we actually have a view of one of the volcanoes here, Norm. It's really cool. We're surrounded by volcanoes. And what's really interesting is most of the rocks that they use for landscaping here are lava rock. Like you just dig in the dirt and there's lava rock. Like that's Mexico City. So it's really interesting. And we're almost 2 miles above sea level. And so it took us a while to get used to the elevation, especially with our breathing exercises and everything else. But whew, it's good for the lungs, especially if you walk as much as we do because we don't have a car. So, yeah, we love it here in Mexico City. And you guys, we get this beautiful view on the 8th floor. I mean, it's freaking gorgeous. See, I mean, it's so pretty. And we pay a fraction of what we would in the Redmond area. So we can actually afford it, despite going through all that horrible loss and crime. We're in a better place, so that's good. And oh, and thank you, Moonfox Knight. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. So I'm not seeing Rhoda's question. Go ahead and get it in when you can, sweetie. And I'm just going to go in order. Okay, so the next lovely person I did see you in is you would like a general. Okay, Moonfox Knight. You got it. And we're just waiting on your question, Rhoda, aka divine timing. Okay. What do we have? Yeah, my longest familiar was named Fox. So he was a little Chihuahua and he lived to be almost 16 years old despite having a seizure disorder. And he was my best little buddy. He was the cutest guy, wasn't he, Jonathan? Oh, he was so freaking cute, you guys. I mean, he's in some of the shows. I put him up and you can see him like really, he's maybe 3 pounds and just like he's a long haired Chihuahua and he had these big like boba eyes and just, oh God, he was so cute. And I had him for a long time, loved him to pieces. Okay, this is interesting. We've got a little bit of a dynamic going in and around. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so you asked for a general reading, but they kind of gave me some specific cards. Let me see here. Yeah, he was super cute. I really, really loved him. So you guys would have too. All right. So this is the overall energy that I got in and around you. The first card I got was Mercury. This is the card about your analyzing things, your analytical mind, things like that. It's about communications. Mercury rules the intellect. Okay. It's someone with a really strong intellect would be like a Bill Gates. Okay. But the emotional quotient isn't really there because that's the moon, right? So this is the side of you that sees things from a very it's not discernment in the sense of intuition. It's discernment in the sense of, studying, researching. It's very 3D. It's very here. Okay. So they're really wanting you to work on just really intellectualizing what's going in and around you. Okay, that's the main energy that I got. Okay, then I got the Six of Cups. This is the card of your past. So there might be someone who comes out of your past that is going to shake things up for you. Okay, this might be someone from your childhood, or just, this is a past card, and you can see the children in the cards. So this is not a bad thing. Okay, but what I said, what is this person or this energy going to bring? Okay, I got the Hangman reversed. Okay, so this is martyrdom without a purpose. Okay, it's stagnation disguised as kindness. So this person from your past or this past experience is going to come up, and it's going to awaken you to a new perspective, but you don't want to sacrifice yourself too much, because when I get this reversed, it tells me that there might be a little bit of martyrdom going on, or not being as truthful to your beautiful self as you can be. Don't sacrifice too much of yourself to make other people happy when I see this. Okay, and don't try to linger in the past to try to control the outcome. Right, use that beautiful intellect to really see what's going on and take your emotions out of it. Usually I tell people tap into your emotions, but they're asking you to switch things up a little bit, because the overall energy that I got coming your way is I got the Knight of Cups, that he came up reversed. Okay, this is someone who can be deceptive with their emotions. Okay, that's why I said use your intellect. Okay, they have kind of a fear of commitment or intimacy. They have a lack of direction because they're emotionally blocked. Okay, so if you get in and around someone from either the past, or it feels like a past experience, don't allow them to manipulate you emotionally. Okay, kind of see through that, and don't let yourself be a martyr in that situation. Now, then I got a really cool card, and this is the Mercury card. Now, Moonfox Knight, I don't know if you are in a relationship, you're thinking about a relationship. If I get a dog, Bernie's gonna, oh, okay, that's cute. So I got a very intellectual card for you. Okay, I got the Knight of Swords, but he came up upright. Okay, this is a very ingenious person. Okay, they can be a little defensive sometimes, but they are very outspoken. They take immediate action when needed, like he's literally running to his motorcycle here. He's very courageous. They can jump to conclusions sometimes, but they use their intellect very wisely. So I think this double intellect card is kind of encouraging you to see through any emotional manipulation that could be going on, and not to martyr yourself in your relationships, because that could be a past pattern. Okay, it's kind of a whole story that they gave me, but a little bit of a warning, but also some encouragement there for you, putting that intellect to use. I'm kind of excited to see how that works out. Come back, check in. So, okay, let's see. I want to say maybe it's my mother. I stopped contact with her because it was like walking on eggshells. Yeah, that's an emotionally manipulative person. I'm starting to talk to my brother, who's on my mom's side and wants me to connect with her. But okay, that would be the past. The brother might have some false emotional ties. He might be the Knight of Cups reversed in that relationship, because he's allowing himself to be deceived. Maybe don't be a martyr. Like, you do you. It's important that you practice good satsang and you set appropriate boundaries. Satsang is good company, and it's boundaries that are put in place to prevent people from taking on more bad karma by mistreating you. Okay. Okay. If you don't want to, don't. I'm serious. I think that's why I got that. So you set your boundaries. You do you. You have every right to do that. If you don't want to, that's your spirit saying, you know what? I want to guard myself. I don't want to be in on this emotional roller coaster. I got off that. I want to live a life of peace. And I don't want to add any more bad karma to this person's list by allowing them to manipulate me or turn me into a martyr. Okay. But let's see, not in a relationship. I am in college. That comes with the intellectual energy coming in. I love that for you. Congratulations. That's fantastic. So yeah, and you're not alone. I did too. So it happens when people don't do the right thing, and you have to got to set those boundaries because it's not right for them to treat you like that. All right. So let's see. The next lovely question is Ethan. Okay. How do I get unstuck? Are you here, Ethan? Go ahead and check in, dear. And are you born February 9th, Ethan? I'm wondering. Just a question. It's a special day for me. It's a very special day. And then, yeah, I understand not wanting to open the floodgates, especially if they haven't done any work. Then it's just like, why am I here? So I hear you. I'm glad that you were able to provide some insight because I'm like, who are these characters? You know, this is a really interesting dynamic going on. But they're just telling you to step fast to your boundaries. So Ethan, you have to be here, sweetie. Go ahead and check in. In the meantime, we have Lindsay. Is Lindsay here? Lindsay, please check in. Let us know if you're here. And then we have Mark. Are you here, Mark? Please check in. So we have Ethan, we have the lovely Lindsay, and we have Mark. Are you here? Oh, I'm a little blurry. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see if I can get the... Let me turn my camera off and on. Maybe that'll work. Okay. Woo. Not really. Well, maybe it'll focus eventually. I apologize for the blurriness. Okay. Mark. Oh, Mary's here. Okay. Mary, you are next. Thank you for checking in. You were next. You were after Mark. So, okay. Is Pisces preventing Alex T from showing up? Are you C or A? Because I don't like to do readings on other people unless there's something unless you can grow from it. Because I don't like to, it's kind of like a gossiping thing, if that makes sense. So if you can be a little bit more, I don't know, how does this relate to you is what I'm asking, Mary. So if you can rephrase your question a little bit, I'd really appreciate it. And that will help me guide you on how to deal with whatever situation that you're highlighting here. Okay? Okay. So while Mary reframes her question, is Colleen here? Colleen, please check in. Are you here? Again, guys, you do need to be in the audience to get your question answered, okay? Oh, there I am. Yay! Not blurry anymore. Okay. Okay, Colleen. Okay, A is your partner. Gotcha. Okay, so we will do Mary and then Colleen. Okay, is C preventing, okay, so your partner from showing up. Oh, now I'm seeing what's going on. Okay, got it. Let's look at the dynamic and how you can best navigate it, okay? So I like to be able to provide you some guidance so that you can best move forward. Okay. Oh, that's clear. Holy cow. What else you guys got? Okay. Miss Mary. Let's see. So A is your partner. Oh, you have to get going. Take care, Moonfox Knight. Thank you. And thank you for sending Jonathan healing. He appreciates it. There he is. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on. I got that there's something hidden. Okay. This is the 12th house of hidden tendencies. All right. There's something that's not being seen here. Now, the 12th house is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the god of rose-colored glasses. It's a bit of a deceptive card. Okay, so there's something that you are not seeing, or it hasn't been brought to the surface yet. Okay, so tap into spirit, tap into that beautiful intuition, and try to kind of suss out what you may be missing. okay? Because this tells me that it is something that can be perceived on a spiritual level, and then you'll be able to better move forward and make the best decision for you, okay? I got that it's not great because I got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, okay, between the two energies that you're discussing. This is resistance to change. There's some kind of karmic loop going on. You know, the stress, a lot of stress is what I'm picking up. They're trying to stop events from happening. So you asked, are they blocking? And the answer is yes. Okay. They might not know exactly what they're doing, but there's some hidden things going on. Okay. So I went to the Whispers of Ganesh because I did get a yes for the, you know, preventing Alex from showing up. That is kind of what's going on. There's some weird karmic stuff going on. Okay, so then I went to my Whispers of Ganesh, and this is how you can kind of move through this. I got a really great card. I got the energetic movement card. This is excellent. You can see like Ganesha is dancing. There's a ton of energy in and around him. So you be focused on your highest goals, your day-to-day activities. That's what's going to create real transformation, especially if you're in and around this kind of stuck, stagnant energy that's going on. It's not very lucky. Okay. So if you look at Ganesha here, he is, you can see here, he has both a three-fingered ash and a sandalwood powder tilak on his forehead. And this can unlock the ajna, or the third eye, and allow you to see the stuff that is being hidden below the surface. Okay. They're asking you to use your spiritual discernment. That's what that 12th house is all about. He has bells on his ankles, and these are usually worn by married women, and it signifies their bravery and their pride. So it's important that you tap into that beautiful divine feminine intuition and know that you have an access to a lot of energy right now and a movement that's going to propel you forward, okay, to achieve your goals. And this energy's vibration is such that you might find that your goals can be attained at a faster rate. So instead of focusing on this kind of stuck, stagnant, hidden, secret energy, focus on this. Your guides are advising you that something that you're working on right now may end very quickly because there's something new and exhilarating and inspiring coming your way, and it's going to happen pretty soon. Okay, so there's really no stopping you when I get this card because you're bursting with energy and ideas, and you are in for some really cool stuff coming your way. So just make sure that before you move on to the next task, that your previous task was complete, because things are going to be coming at you really fast. Okay. This is a very action-oriented time for you, and begin to engage in the best opportunities, and it'll help you kind of get past this feeling of defeat here. Okay. I hope that was helpful and it provided you with some direction with helping with your partner. Okay. All right. Colleen is next. And I hope that was helpful, Mary. Best of luck to you. I mean, this house of hidden stuff, it can be a lot, but we can use spirit to help us navigate it. Okay. All right. Tough 3 years, job opportunity that will allow me more time to do creative things. I love that for you. I really do. Let's see what my cards have to say. Okay, guys, let's help Colleen out. I am getting really, like, I'm getting psychic energy from you. I don't know if you're a psychic, but that's what I'm getting. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Tough 3 years, job opportunity to do more creative things. Okay. What are you asking her to focus on, guys? Ooh, I like that. Colleen, are you in a relationship? They're directing me toward that as part of your question. That might help me kind of suss out what the storyline is there. Okay. Oh yeah, you're psychic. Okay. I'm getting some, yeah. I don't know if you know that about yourself, but okay. Let's see. You said that last time. Honey, I got the high priestess for you again. So you have that gift, you have that ability. So I know I said it last time, it's because I tapped into it and I'm tapping into you again. I don't say that about everybody, okay? So we all have our gifts. Some of us are more intellectual, some of us are a little more psychic, some of us, we all bring our beautiful gifts to the table, but that could be one of yours. And you're not in a relationship. That's interesting. Okay, because I got the seventh house. This is the house of partnership, the house of relationships. So you might have something coming your way in this form that could free you up a little bit. I don't know what that's going to look like. I think you do, especially if you sit and you use that beautiful intuition. But yeah, let me see if I can get it to focus in. So yeah, relationships. See that? Getting a fair deal. This could also be about getting a fair deal in your job and moving forward. Okay. Now I got a really great card for you. I got beginnings. So this tells me that you're stepping into something new and exciting. This is new energy on the horizon that brings open-hearted opportunities your way. So pay attention to where you're going. Something new is coming. Ganesha is doing what's called the Abhaya Mudra. This is a gesture of fearlessness. And it's all about reassurance and safety. It dispels fear and accords divine protection. So that's a good thing. So there's a symbol of it's a flower or a lotus on his hand, and that is in red sandalwood paste. And the lotus symbolizes your potential to harness the energy flowing through you in all of your chakras and open it all the way up to the crown, where you can tap into that beautiful psychic energy, because once it's up to the crown, it passes through that third eye. You can see all kinds of stuff. Okay. So you got a new beginning coming your way. It's going to carry a lot of deeper spiritual significance. They want you to really expand your spiritual practice. This is being supported. So release the need to try to bring other people into your vision, especially creatively. Trust yourself, be willing to do the work needed at this time. Okay. And ask your guides to assist you with the energy and opportunities ahead of you, because they are there. They're trying to get a hold of you. Okay. There's you. All right. Now, regarding the job, you're going to want to be really careful in and around this, because there's some stuff coming and you're going to want to be as stable as possible. Okay. Now I got that you will be headed into a better, how do I say this? When I pull the Five of Pentacles reversed, it tells me that issues around money are going to improve. Hard times are behind and things can turn around at your job. Okay. So if you're looking for a turnaround, that could be coming your way. I did pull a card for, kind of stepping into a lesser role, and I got Judgment reversed. You're going to be really careful here. Okay. You might have some difficulties if you quit right now, especially with the money, but do know that you are being encouraged to do this new beginning, but it's more spiritual, and it could attract a relationship your way. So they're kind of like throwing me that, which is really interesting. But when it comes to your job, just in general, I got the beautiful Ace of Swords. So whenever I pull the Ace of Swords, what this tells me is that they are really asking you to step into something. How to say this? This is a very intellectual card. Okay. And it's about concentration. It's about using that brilliant mind of yours. There might be a breakthrough that comes in at your work that's going to help you kind of move past this phase of just not kind of feeling that it's enough for you, okay, or it's taking too much. But when I get this, it tells me that truth will descend in on your situation, and this truth will come from the divine, because it's the hand holding the sword. It's not the Queen of Swords. It's the Ace of Swords. And so you're going to be getting some answers from spirit. It's going to help you develop a new beginning. It could attract a new relationship or partnership your way. Things around money and will improve in your job, and your job will improve. But you'll want to practice good judgment and not just jump ship a little too early, because you've got some changes coming. Okay. I hope that was helpful. That was kind of a lot of information. Intuitive, I have to develop deeper. You're right, though. Okay, good. Thank you for the feedback, dear. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, and you're welcome for the clarity, Mary. Blessings to you, dear. All right. So it looks like we hit everybody who was here. Yay. Hey, all right. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to be here again next week. I do the astrological forecast in the beginning. So if you're coming in a little bit later, definitely make sure that you catch the beginning again. And because there's a lot of, we've got planetary wars going on. I put some nice remedies in there for you, some dates that you can watch for. And that hopefully can help you move forward in the next week because it's going to be pretty intense with these wars. So, oh, Rhoda's here. Rhoda, ask your question, dear. I didn't get it. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, Rhoda, please ask your question. Yeah, we didn't see it, and Venus looked for it too, dear. Maybe it just didn't go through. Sometimes the algorithm will do that. So go ahead and get your question, and I would be so happy to answer it for you. I love reading for you because you're just winning right now. You guys, she is doing some amazing things, not just, professionally, but spiritually for other people. And it's just so cool to tap into her energy. Yeah, you can just repost the question, sweetie. That's fine. And I'll go ahead and star it. Okay. Okay, let's see. Did you put it in the, let's see here. Look. Yeah, I'm not seeing the question in the tip either. Oh, what to expect this next month? Okay, I see it. What to expect this next month? Okay. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Venus has got me on it. All right. What to expect? Ooh, okay. Mhm. What can Miss Rhoda expect? Okay. Yes, some patients. I'm across channels. There's a one for the phone and one for the TV that's on. So you might be in the other one too if you're looking for the. Okay, interesting. So the main thing I got in and around the next month is they really want you to pay attention to the money or people who are in charge of money. Now, when I get the Queen of Pentacles, this is usually a fairly wealthy woman, okay? This could be someone who's in charge of one of the centers that, you're responsible for, just someone in your life that might not be managing their finances very well, and that will come to your attention. Okay, so whenever I get the Queen of Pentacles, this is usually like a boomer female with like a big house and pension and things like that, and she's just not on top of it. So this will possibly come to your attention. Okay, so just be aware of that. And then, and Astrology Vedic, yes, I am. Komilla Sutton is my teacher. I've studied Vedic astrology for years. So welcome. It's so nice to have you here. All right. Then I got the 10 of Cups. This is a great card to get for the next month, Rhoda. This is the happy family. They are just, look at the children are dancing under a rainbow. They're happy. They're by a river. I mean, come on. Like, this reminds me of our house in Redmond, doesn't it, Jonathan? And it was a beautiful place to live. It was right by a river and we got rainbows. I mean, it was just freaking awesome. So, yeah, until the crime came, this was a beautiful place for us to live. So I've got just a happy month for you. Again, you might run into someone who's having a little bit of issues with the money. You are struggling to get back on track with finances. Okay, it could be your energy. The Queen of Pentacles is usually someone that has quite the portfolio. So if you do, then this could be you. But I didn't get the Page of Pentacles or the one of the lesser cards. That's usually what I get for someone who's still working, someone around our age. So, but I did get that happy family. Yay. I love getting the happy family card. Now, once some of these things become revealed to you, I got, hello, I got the decision card. There's going to be a very important decision that you're going to make, and you're not going to want to stay in the status quo. You're going to want to change something, and for newer and for the better. Okay. So big decision coming your way. It's going to be kind of exciting. And yeah, me too. I know what you mean. Yeah, I was telling everyone at the beginning of the show, and we don't have an extensive portfolio, let me tell you. So yeah, so I love that. So yeah, it could be an older woman in your life or in your sphere. It could be, someone you work with, something like that. But it's going to come to your attention that they're mismanaging something, and then yeah. Anyway, you're prepared for it, but you're going to be making a decision. Okay. Now, what this tells me is that this decision is really going to lead you toward a new beginning. There's an opportunity that's going to open up for you. So pay attention to where you're going over the next month, and know that this new beginning will have a deeper spiritual significance. It's going to encourage a different consideration or a fresh approach to how you connect with that beautiful inner guidance. And with this new awareness is going to come understanding, and you're going to be able to make a different decision moving forward. So release the need to try to bring other people into your vision. Trust yourself, do the work needed at this time, and ask your guides to assist you with this new energy coming your way. Okay. Now, I pull this for you every now and then, but I got the love card. So if you are open to love right now, it might be open to you. So just be aware of that. I love it when I get this card. Obviously, you have, I believe, an Anagarika in your 12th, so you're going to be careful of, hidden tendencies and things like that. But I got that you're a very lovable person, and that this can thrive for you this month. So I love that. And then I got that whoever does step into this could be very loyal. Okay. So when I see this particular card, this is one of my favorite cards in the deck, and it's the one that I got for 2026, where my theme is loyalty. This is Supratika. That's the name of the elephant. And he is one of the most loyal characters in the Mahabharata. He protected his master with his life. Even though he knew Arjuna was going to kill him, he did not abandon his duty, even in the face of death. He stood by his master, the one who fed him and took care of him and trained him. And so his presence teaches us that true loyalty it's steadfast. It's not conditional. So this card confirms that you can expect some reliable support to come your way, especially with that beautiful 10 of Cups energy that I pulled, and that loyalty is surrounding you, and it's also required of you. So if you are going to attract a relationship, it could be a partner or a friend that stands firmly by you, but I did pull love. That's where loyalty is going to be reciprocated. When it comes to your health and wellness, consistency in consistency in your routines is going to give you a lot of long-term benefits, really bring that emotional stability and happiness your way. And know that when it comes to your career, which is just awesome right now, a dependable ally or team will strengthen your position. So any collaboration that you do can succeed. Okay. So, and know that loyalty, it reveals itself through action, not just words. Some people are full of flowery words and apologies, and they don't really take action. But you've got some loyal people getting in and around you and supporting you and providing you with that structure this month. And so I love seeing that for you. So let's see. I'd say I'm open, and I hope I don't run a good one off. It's up to you. If you're happy with the way you are in your life, you just keep doing you, because you are winning right now. Okay, I love tapping into your energy. And then, oh, you teach yoga, Colleen, and you're telling me that yes, oh, that's amazing. Yoga is a spiritual practice. That's Jonathan was a yoga teacher for how many years, Sonny? Okay, so he was a yoga teacher for about 30 years, and it was for the Sivananda yoga organization. So yeah, and you love that. I love that for you. So make that decision, start that new beginning. This could be on the horizon, but dang, did you have some loyalty around you? And I got the happy family card. The only thing they want you to watch out for is a woman in your life that might not be managing her money very well, and you might have to step in and provide some balance there. One thing that I'm finding, especially as an older millennial, because is that I get a lot of people my age that are now taking over their mother's portfolios because their fathers have passed away, or because for some reason, I don't know if this is generational, if there are any boomers in the audience, because Jonathan and I were having this conversation because he's a boomer. He doesn't have any money, so he doesn't have this problem. But he and I were talking about how there's this theme of clients where I either get a father passing in the family who's a boomer, and the female boomer that's left behind, the wife, doesn't have any idea of how the money's spent or budgeted or anything. I don't know if it's generational or not. And then the millennial daughter steps in and goes, okay, let me help you, because boy, did we have to scrap through it since 2008. I mean, I budget within an inch of our lives every single month. And so it kind of makes us really good with money because we have to eat and keep a roof over our head. We don't have the pensions. We don't have like the 40, hour a week job that just pays us. Ever since 2008 happened, we've been scrapping. So it's been a really interesting thing that I've seen between mothers and daughters of different generations lately, and some of the interactions that I'm seeing. I don't know if you guys are experiencing that, but when I get the Queen of Pentacles reversed, that's the energy that comes up for me. So yeah. And that's the story of Gen X as well. Interesting. Oh, it's been rough, but it's getting better. That's great. I love that. And I found a spot for Reiki. I could learn how to do it. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that for you. That's exciting stuff, Rhoda. Well, it might attract some great things your way, because I see this as a good month. So, oh yeah, it's sticking to the budget. Gotcha. Yeah, it can be hard sometimes, especially when you're like, I really just don't want to cook tonight. Can we just go out? And there are some days where I just look at Jonathan and I'm like, I found this place. It's only $2 signs on Yelp. Can we go there? I won't spend too much. So, and of course, then I end up like eating a lot. But anyways, I've actually gained some very much needed weight since moving to Mexico City, because we can afford more here. So it's good. I was under 100. I'm 5'8", and I was under 100 pounds in Washington because our budgeting was so crazy. Like it was bad. Now I'm like, I weighed myself today at Jonathan's doctor appointment while we were waiting for the guy to come in and clean his wound and fix him up. And I'm 118 pounds, you guys. I'm so healthy looking. It's like I look in the mirror, my face is filled out. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can afford food. So I love being here. And I eat so much fruit because it's so affordable here. I never got to eat a lot of fruit in Washington. Like I get these giant papayas. I get guava. It's fantastic. So anyway, all right. I digress. So I am sending you all, thank you, Rhoda. I appreciate that. Yeah, I needed to put on some weight, and I feel so much healthier. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, you're not like this twig anymore. You actually have some meat on your bones. I feel so much healthier. It's great. So, all right. So I'm going to be here next week. It's 8 o'clock Eastern every single Monday. And then let me think. I have Gerald and Jane on, and I'll announce those dates. And then in May, I'm also going to have Helen Irish Granny on again too. So lots of fun guests. And I also start each show off with the astrology of the week. At the beginning of the month, I do the astrology of the month by sign. So if you want to know what your astrology is this month, I did that in a previous video. So you just go to the live shows, and it's the first, it's usually the last week of March or the first week of April. I think I did this one last week of March. What show was that? Let me look. Yeah, it was the 30th show. So if you go to March 30th, you guys can see what your astrology is by sign for the rest of the month. Okay. I hope that was helpful. You guys have a great week. And yes, don't forget to set those power intentions on Sunday. That's exciting stuff. Thank you all so much. And thank you for watching back, Nicole, and for joining us. All right. So I am sending you all tons of love and light, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Everyone take care and watch for those planetary wars. Take care, everyone. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Love.
Sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets show their signs as the Ancient wisdom flows through